Hello everyone and welcome back to the Dork Side. Today we're going to talk about something that seems so obvious, I can't believe I'm even saying it out loud, let alone making a video about it, but here it is. You should be nice to new writers. Condescending, gatekeeping, elitist bullshit is bad for the whole community, including the self-proclaimed experts doing the gatekeeping. I'm the Dork in the Road and I want to be your internet writing buddy, so please consider subscribing. I actually planned this video a few months ago based on a specific comment. Afterward, I scrapped it because, as you know, I like to keep it positive and I didn't really want to feed the trolls and give the person who wrote it the attention they so clearly crave. But enough similar comments have been cropping up lately that I feel like I have to say something because I absolutely do not want new writers to see comments like this and let it discourage them from continuing to learn to ride. If I can lend my voice to the other side of the issue and show new writers that not everyone who rides is a dick, maybe I can make them feel welcome and see that even though there are a few very vocal ones out there, the vast majority of members of our community are not condescending assholes. Let me share it with you. I'll leave out the name of the commenter, but I'll present the rest of the comment unaltered because I think you need to both see and hear it to get the full effect. Our friend very helpfully writes, "Yeah, these people would be crying if they ever really went off the road. Tacky and pompous. Should have just stayed in the car that your bikes are being towed with." As much as I'm itching in my former English teacher boots to jump on the use of your there, I'm gonna ignore that and just focus instead on the content of the comment and the underlying assumption. Here's the thing. I get negative comments all the time. Part of being a YouTuber, I don't want you to get the idea that this video is me whining about getting negative comments or trying to shame this person specifically. I left their name out on purpose because it's not about shaming them. It's about this comment and others like it and the effect it can have on new writers just trying to get into writing. The point is, while this comment itself is a condescending and unnecessary squirt from the unhappy diarrhea that is this person's life, the underlying assumption that there is somehow a right way to ride motorcycles, particularly off-road, and anyone that isn't doing it the right way doesn't deserve to own or ride a motorcycle or participate in the hobby in any way whatsoever, is something that crops up entirely too often. So let's just establish this right up front. The only requirement for being a motorcycle is riding a motorcycle. Just like the only requirement for being a gamer is to play video games, or the only requirement for being a painter is to slap some paint on something. The only thing that is required to be worthy of doing a thing is to do that thing. That's it. Nothing else. What a person chooses to do with their personal property, in this case a motorcycle, is their business. How and where they choose to ride it is up to them. It's no business of anyone else's. Plenty of people buy adventure bikes and never take them off-road. Just because a bike is technically capable of something doesn't mean it has to be used that way. You think BMW cares if, as the popular stereotype says, people only ride their GSs to Starbucks? Not if they keep selling them, they don't. Starbucks doesn't mind either, I'm guessing. What these people tend to forget, unless they were somehow just born with the ability to ride a motorcycle well, is that learning how to do things is a process, and everyone starts at the not-so-good end of the spectrum. Everyone starts somewhere. Nobody is born an expert, and even more mind-blowingly to some people don't want to be an expert. They just want to hop on a motorcycle and explore. That's what they're for. This gatekeeping bullshit serves no purpose other than discouraging new people from getting into the hobby, which ultimately leads to fewer people buying bikes and gear and attending events, which ultimately leads to fewer bikes, fewer types of gear, and fewer events for all of us to enjoy. Discouraging the community from growing is bad for the community and hurts all of us, no matter how good of a rider you think you are. Other people using their personal property in a way that makes them happy in no way infringes on your ability to use your personal property in a way that you enjoy. This is a side note, but I often wonder why people watch videos they hate and what they hope to accomplish by leaving comments on them. Why wouldn't you just click away if you don't like it? Who is holding you at gunpoint and forcing you to consume content that you don't enjoy? Why would you not just move on to something else? It's like taking a bite of broccoli from someone else's plate, deciding you hate it, and then grabbing the bowl from the middle of the table and eating the whole damn thing. And then getting in your car and driving to the farm where the broccoli was grown to yell at the farmer who was obviously trying to grow it for someone else in the first place. It is a complete waste of your time, and I don't understand it. But I digress. The vast majority of the comments that I get are supportive and helpful. I'm flattered and honored that so many people come to my videos to get information to help them get into the sport and grow as riders. I want to be an ambassador for the sport, and I want my channel to be a supportive gateway for new and intermediate riders. I want them to see that not everyone who rides a motorcycle does so perfectly, and the point point is to get out there and explore and enjoy no matter how you choose to do so. There's no one right way to enjoy dual sport and adventure motorcycling. I try to model this by including my less than perfect moments in my videos and attempting to be honest and open about my personal shortcomings as a rider. This unfortunately means that I occasionally open myself and those who ride with me up to judgmental, condescending, and unhelpful responses like this. I wish I could say that this concept only applied to YouTube, but I see a lot of it out there in the community, both in person and online. Obviously, it's okay to give your friends shit and make fun of each other when you know each other well enough to do so. Typically beneath that good-natured ribbing is an understanding that you have each other's backs. Even if your buddy goes down doing something dumb, that you'll be there to help them lift up their bike and keep going. You're in it together, right? That's community. That's established community. The problem you will unfortunately most likely encounter is the unsolicited and frankly unwelcome comments you'll occasionally receive from people you don't know well, who feel their self-perceived expertise gives them the right to criticize your riding skill, bike choice, or the manner in which you choose to ride. Judgmental gatekeeping and talking down to less experienced riders is always a dick move. I don't care how experienced you are. Those who do so are almost always desperate to make so much noise that nobody will notice their own crushing insecurities. It, like everything else in their lives, is about them. If you run into someone like this out there, please, please don't let them discourage you. Just understand that some people are very unhappy in general and have based their whole identity on the idea that they are a good rider. They just can't stand the thought of somebody else enjoying their hobby in a way that doesn't fit their personal definition of correct. If the people you're riding with or interacting with online act this way, my advice is to find a new group of people to ride with or interact with online. You're not wrong, you're just in the wrong place. The overwhelming majority of people in the dual sport, adventure, off-road motorcycling community are welcoming, friendly, and helpful. Don't let one sad troll make you question yourself or diminish your love of riding. All the best riders and most prominent members of this community, like Everide and Brett Tax, just as a couple of examples, preach inclusivity and helpfulness. Everyone you meet at in-person events is friendly and welcoming. Don't let this negative-minded vocal minority color your impressions of the community. Dual sport and adventure riders are generally some of the best people on the planet, and we're so glad you're one of us, no matter how or what you ride. Most importantly, ride your own ride always. Everyone starts somewhere, and everyone has their own personal ideas about how and where they want to ride. So long as you're safe and not trespassing or hurting anyone, you do you. Anything worth doing is worth doing badly at first. What's important is to keep doing it. Thank you for listening to my rant. I'm sorry for going off there. I get so tired of seeing this gatekeeping, exclusionary, elitist bullshit crop up in the community. Discouraging people who find the courage to get out there and try something new helps no one. Talking people who choose to use their personal property in a way that is different than how you choose to use your personal property is pointless and immature. Ride your own ride goes both ways, man. Worry about yourself and let others do the same. Be excellent to each other is not just my cheesy sign-off, it's also the philosophy upon which this channel and community are built. Lift each other up, help each other out, and we all win. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you. Sincerely now more than ever, please do not forget to be excellent to each other. Thank you.
Excellent!
Oh, that's still filming. I should probably turn it off.